Test is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, Ron here at AbleSys. We'll take a look at the signals from today and recently. I'll show you what you want to be looking for on your chart before you make a trade, or more specifically, where to enter, what it looks like on your chart, what an entry looks like, what an exit looks like, and where to put your stops. That's the most important thing. So let's jump in, and being that AbleTrend works equally well for stocks and futures and Forex, long-term and short-term, we'll take a look at a Netflix chart here, which is a daily, weekly. Excellent for option trading, long-term trading. If you like to, buy and hold, that's certainly fine. When I say buy and hold, I mean more for a longer-term position. This is not for a day or swing trade. We have the combination of the daily and the weekly together. The X's are the weekly, which come in once a week. That's the weekly resistance, the red X. Of course, anything red means it's going to go lower. And then we have the blue X's, meaning weekly. There's weekly support, and blue means it's going to go higher. So the algorithms, when they're all blue, when you see blue, for example, here's where we're going to buy, right here. When we get the combination of triple confirmation, all time frames and indicators are all coming together, lining up, saying at the same time, saying this is going higher. The odds are greatly in favor. They're really stacked in favor of it going up. So that's exactly where we want to get in at the close. Wait for that first bar to finish. So the close of that bar, or the open the next day, is exactly where we're gonna buy at 295. And again, this is not for getting in and out in a couple days. This is for more of a longer term position. And it works great for that. It's personally what I use it for, mostly. Being that I'm just constantly on the phone and, going 100 miles an hour all day long with clients. And that's also what APP is helpful for. APP is the new portfolio performance, whereby you can put multiple stocks or ETFs, and it will tell you which ones to where to get in, where to get out, of course, and which ones to trade, which ones maybe not to. It'll give you a graph of the portfolio of whatever stocks you pick versus the S&P 500. So that's really helpful to see if you're beating the market or not. And some portfolios are crazy good. But there's where we're going to put the stop, always at the second lower level of horizontal blue dots. Not the first row, which would be right there, the next step down, the previous lower level. And it's going higher. So this came in last week at 295, looking good already. Up to 311. Look good start, real good. As you can see, it's chugging higher. Right now, the stop loss is right there, 287. So we're getting closer to our break-even point, and that's the best feeling because you can't lose then. Strictly playing with house money then, that's the best. Okay, and we're going to take a look at the E-mini NASDAQ because that's our favorite market to trade. And also the E-mini Russell was very good today. And that's very good mini days. So that's definitely our second favorite. Behind the NQ would by far be the smoothest and most profitable one to trade. RTY we would definitely put for second. And then ES and other markets, down the list. And you can trade anything you want with AbleTrend, but it's just a question of, what moves a little smoother than others. Here's a triple confirmation sell signal. And this was, went down very nicely until we would be out over here on the blue bar, blue dot. So we had two nice back-to-back winning trades with Netflix. We'll see what happens going forward. E-mini NASDAQ, I'm sorry, over here. Les's couple questions. Yeah, Les, NQ, well, I've been showing the NQ for about 3 years now, every twice a week. So obviously that's the most profitable, smoother market to trade by far. ES, ugh, too choppy, too sideways. Not a big fan. And I watch it literally every minute of the day for 15 years. I would say Russell would be second smoothest. Uh, definitely one of those two would be smoother. Now, there are days like today where it's choppy. I had clients, traders who trade other markets and who trade, use other indicators, and the first time calling AbleTrend, and they just got killed today. I said, well, we actually came out small positive on the day. But the key is we don't get killed. No trade zones. Look at all these no trade zones. It just keeps us out of trouble. And even if that was a buy signal at the time, whereby it was above the red X's, well, once the red X comes in, just get out of it. I mean, small loss. Nobody's going to get beat up. If a red X comes back in, we just get right back out of it. But we start off over here at the open, and it was a small winner. It'd be, well, I'll call it a break even. But actually, we're out over here on the 2 green bar. But no, not really. You know what? That's a break even. I'm going to call that a break even. Short here, about another break even trade. Maybe a small loser there. Short here, triple confirmation. Same colors, same dots, same rules. Everything has been the same for all these years. You have to be a robot, and you have to trade the charts and the signals, not your emotions, because it's been a extremely profitable year again for somebody who has the discipline to do that. And that's what makes a good trader and what doesn't. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But we always wait for triple confirmation, red bar, red dot, red X. It has to be triple confirmation or it's no trade. That simple. Of course, all these no trade zones when you have blue and red at the same time. We never buy with a red X above. We never go short with blue X's below. Now, we actually don't get stopped out on this trade. Boy, it's a tough one to stay in, that's for sure. But with the stop 1 point above the top of the red bar, we actually don't get stopped out and actually come out with a break even or maybe a small loss. So a tough one to hang in there, but just got to follow the rules, and I know that's tough. Buy signal there. This was a losing trade. We lost, I'd say 3 or 4 points on that trade. So long there, break even. Really wasn't much good until about 2 o'clock Eastern. Finally, we did have a good trade here. And we were clearly up at least 10 points at this point. So we're going to use the 2 green bar stop. Remember, when you get 2 green bars in a row, stop goes 1 point below the bottom of the lower of 2 green bars. So that one turned out okay. Got back about 10 points. Let's call it 8 points on that. Kind of makes up for some of the earlier losses. So kind of about break even going into this. Another huge no trade zone there. It kept us out of choppiness. When everybody else who doesn't have AbleTrend was getting beat up, we weren't doing a thing. We were watching everybody lose because no trade zones. That's the beauty of the software. It keeps us out of trouble. We got a perfect triple confirmation sell signal right here. And you know what I say about the first and last hour of trading. It is by far the most profitable and best time to trade. If you only had 2 hours to trade, you want to trade the first and last hour. And that one worked out nice because we went short at about 81. We've got, I got 10 points here, 8 points. So we're going to get, that looks like a 2 green bar stop. Yep, that would be a 2 green bar stop right there at 74. So, that turned out okay. It was 8 points. And I don't know if this, let's see, let's take a look at this sweet spot right here at 1549. If there was a sweet spot, yes, actually there was. Right in here, yeah, we were short. So you can get right back short again here. And there's your 2 green bars. Stop right at the end of the day. Yeah, pick up a couple more points there, about 5 points. 5 points is $100, so we'll take it. So really was kind of, well, real choppy day. Definitely 3 or 4 losing trades earlier. No, small, but call it like it is. Then we picked up the about an, like I say, 6 or 8 point winner right here. Kind of got back some of those losses, smaller losses earlier, and then we pick up a nice little trade at the end of the day. So, small winner on the day on NQ. RTY was a little nicer. Here's your 9:30 New York Open. That worked out pretty nice. Because first trade of the day, now on RTY, we're going to use like we're going to use 4 points. Let's use 3. Let's use 3 points. Whether we're 3 points in profit or not, whether we use the 2 green bar exit, a 2 green bar stop. So anyhow, 92 to 88, we were 4 points here. So we'd be stopped out there. But, 4 points is $200. Not a bad trade in 30 minutes per contract for RTY. Let's see if we got back in again here. That would be right about 10. Sure do. About 10:13 we get right back in. So right about in here, we're going to go short again. That's a valid sweet spot. It's a perfect sweet spot on the 1, 2, 3 chart. And then a couple bars later, we'd be right back in here on the sweet spot once the tick chart agrees. When the tick agrees, we're short. And that worked out pretty nice because we'd have been ticked out right about in here. Stopped out right about in there. And that worked out okay. That was 4 points. Let's call it 3.5, but it was actually closer to 4. So that's $175 in 30 minutes per contract. Ian says, entry with triple confirmation, how do you act with the reversal dot? If you have triple, I think what your question is, if your triple confirmation and it's going down and you get a reversal dot, meaning a blue bar with a blue dot, you're out. If that closes blue, you're out. That closes blue, you're out, Ian. And if there was a blue bar with a blue dot along the way, that trumps everything. You're out before you even hit the stop. This would be a losing trade here, and only lose a point and a half. Let's stretch it to 2 points because I like to exaggerate the losses and actually make it worse than it is. But that's okay. That's the right way to do it. So we're going to give 2 points back. Made 4. Let's see. We made 3 on the first trade, 4 on the next. Gave back 2. That's a 1.5 loser. Stop out here. Previous high red dots. And this was a really good one here. At around noon, a little after noon Eastern. And this one just was super. I mean, that's a big time winner right there. Well, big time. It's 3 points. It's $150 for every one contract. Clear cut, stayed above the blue dots. See how the blue dots blocked the prices or stopped it from going lower? Bounced off the blue dots, went up 3 or 4 or 5 times. Jason, to change the chart, all you do is you start typing on the keyboard like this. RTY, like Z9, if that's the symbol you're using. And as I was typing, this box popped up. With your mouse, click one frame. One frame if you just want this one chart to change. If you want all 3 charts in the workspace, like I use, click all charts, and then all 3 charts will change. I keep a 3-minute, 9-minute here. This is a 1-minute chart, and this is a 1, 2, 3, but the base chart, of course, is a 1 minute. And then this is your tick. 55 and 125 I use for RTY. We just use a low. Got to use a faster chart because it doesn't trade as many contracts. Skip says, when to use the 3.9? If you're going to use the 3.9, I use it just for reference. I just like to see what the bigger picture is. But certainly fine to use the 3.9 in between the first and last hour, which we always use the 1, 2, 3 chart. So in between the first and last hour, with this low volatility, perfectly fine to use a 3.9. How do you change the timing on the tick for the slower time? Not sure what you mean, Jason, but I think if you mean what I think you're saying is you click on format symbol, and where it says let me go to the tick chart. I click on the tick chart and go to format symbol, then where it says 55, change it to what you want, click format. Then do the same thing with the 125, click to what you want, click format again. You're welcome, Skip. All right, you're welcome, Jason. And then we had a losing trade here. I want to make sure I point that out. On the Russell here, started to go down, but actually it was a break even because we'd be short here and we'd be out right there. So it was a break even. There's the previous higher row of red dots. And then no trade, no trade here, obviously. Then a short here, and let's see, how did that work out? No. I'm going to say we lost a point on that trade. Short here, lost another point. So, real good earlier on Russell. Then it looked like it got a little choppy, but definitely a winning day, small winning day for both NQ and RTY. And that's what, let me tell you, if you won today, you did fantastic because most other traders got crushed in this severe choppiness. See, the market's at all-time highs. That means it's really hard to push higher, but yet it doesn't want to go lower either. So it just kind of goes flat, stays in a narrow trading range. And that's okay. I mean, that's, we don't like it, but nobody can control that part. So we'll just continue to, bang it out, grind it out, honor the system, honor the trades, make sure we got our stops in place. And these kind of days are usually, a little bit of a winner, a little bit of loser. And that's usually where you wind up at the end of the day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Not sure if we're going to have both webinars next week. I'm not sure about the Tuesday one. So check back on that. If it's a possibility, there will be no Tuesday webinar. And for sure, there'll be no Thursday, obviously, on Thanksgiving. So thanks for being here, everyone, and have a good night.